Hello, YouTube. I think we are live. Hello, how are you doing? It's me, Miss J, North Dakota's trash queen of glam, geek, and gore. And here we are in the branch office with the chaos around me, as always. This is so off-center. No, that's making it more off-center. And now it's crooked. Okay, so I don't know what to do. I don't have a very good setup here. Okay, that's still crooked, but maybe a little bit more centered. How are we doing? How's your Saturday going? I'm doing well. I mean, I'm in the office and I have to do like real work, so not ideal. But I thought I would stop in and do a little unboxing because I did have a couple of things that arrived today. With that unboxing, we're also going to do a little bit of a rant because I am drooling or something. I don't know. So I have a little office space, right? And about a year ago, moved. Oh, someone forgot to turn their sounds off. Let's see. Oh, somebody wants to send me a message. Looks like spam. Let's go ahead and okay, so I have a little office space, and about a year ago, there's a little lobby area. So this building is weird because there's a bunch of different doors, and not all of the areas of the building connect to each other. So, like, I am at door C. Door C goes to, there's like a child services office and then stairs, and that's how you get to the second floor where my office is. Door A goes to a self-contained thing. Door B goes to a self-contained thing. C, you can only get to the upstairs in that one little office. And then there's door D, which gets you to an area that they're renovating that is into a VA clinic, and it gets you to the elevator that will get you to the second floor. And then there's a couple other doors that go to like the VA clinic area. So it's a weird place. But in that little lobby area, that's where all the mailboxes used to be. So they were in there, and then sometimes the delivery person would come on Saturdays and it would be locked, and it's not supposed to be locked, and it's a whole thing. So they moved the boxes out to the parking lot. So in the nature, so like the boxes where they put your mail and the package parcel lock boxes. So everything is outside in the world, can be accessed 24 hours a day. Hello, titular heroine. How are you doing? I'm just having a little rant about the postal service. So they moved it out to the parking lot. Well, then packages stopped being delivered on Saturdays. And I kind of know the carrier, and I caught him one time and I was asking about it. And there's something where, like, even though the boxes are outside, it's so stupid because even though the boxes are outside, there's some weird liability thing that, like, they can't deliver on Saturday because if something went wrong and it's out in the nature. And I was like, but it made it more accessible. So it should be easier to deliver packages. But anyway, so I got, hello, Michelle. How are you doing? Having a little mini rant about the post office. It's not too bad. It's totally first world problems. I understand that. But so you can't get it. So anyway, most of the time I sleep in. Weekends are usually my sleep in time. And the post office is only open until like noon on Saturday, and I'm not looking, even if I'm up by noon. A lot of times I'm up by noon, but I'm not like showered and ready to face the world. So a lot of times I'm just like, oh, I'll go get it I'll let them deliver it on Monday or whatever. But this time I knew I was going to be in my office. I was like, I guess I'll go down to the post office. And today I actually had a really lovely person who went and got it. It was no problem. The last time I went to pick it up, the woman was like aggressive and was like in my face. And she's like, well, if they tried to deliver it, it's not here. And I said, no, they don't actually deliver it anymore because the like delivery attempted message is always at like 7 a.m. Nobody's at my building trying to deliver things at 7 a.m. It means that when the driver came to pick up the route, they said, we don't go there. And they just left it on the shelf. So I know it's back there. And she was like, well, it's because the office is closed. I was like, it's not because the office is closed. I was like, the box is in the parking lot. So unless the world is closed, like it's not closed. And she just wanted to fight with me. And I was like, how about you just go get the packages because I know they're there. Once you get back there, you're going to know they're there. And then you can get my angry face out of your angry face. Like, how about we do that? How about can we come to you're bringing me problems, no solutions. So let's stop that. So she went and got it. The person I had today was lovely. So I did have 2 packages today, but that's my rant. And then today has just been like a folly. So I had the whole issue of having to go. And of course, now that they move things out there and they don't even try on Saturdays, um, the world has like conspired to where the majority of anything I order is going to be delivered on a Saturday because that's just the way it is. Um, but yeah, so then I went down. I was like, I'm going to go to the farmer's market and I'm going to buy some bagels. There's this Two Sisters Bakery. There's lots of little like different little religion. There's like Hutterites and Mennonites. Hey, Janet, how's it going? And I don't know which one they are. They wear the dresses, they wear the head cap. It's one of those groups. I don't know. I'm ignorant. Leave me alone. But they make the best bagels and they make this like garlic parsley bagel. It's so good. And they weren't even at the farmer's market today. And then Grand Forks also had some sort of dumb parade. So then trying to find parking was a mess. And I was just like, so initially I was like, oh, screw it. I'm going to miss the farmer. I'll just miss the farmer's market. And then I was like, I'll go to the game store and buy like some nerdy dice or a book or something. The game store was closed. And I was like, what is happening in my life today that everybody is conspiring to make me crabby? So I was like, well, parades don't last forever. And now I've been on this little trek long enough. I was like, and I saw a float kind of come by where the game store was. So clearly they had gotten to the end of the parade and were done. So I was like, oh, let's circle back because now people should be leaving the parade. The people who came for the parade will be leaving and there will be better parking. And there was. And so then I went to the farmer's market and that's when I got my stuff and saw that the bagels weren't there. And then I went to we have this candy store in Grand Forks called Widman's. They're known for their chippers, which is chocolate dipped potato chips. But I went and I got I was like, we're going to have some little chocolate treats for later if we have to be in the office today. So I got some maple creams and I got some dark chocolate sea salt caramels. Oh, they're so good. I might have one of those. And then that was clearly a good choice when I'm trying to talk live. There's no adult steering the ship. It's real chewy. What was I thinking? Okay. Hold, please. Delicious. Okay. All right. So, a couple of things that arrived during the week. I did order. I'm very excited to play with this. I think I'm going to do a Halloween thing. I'm trying, because work has been so chaotic and I've been so inconsistent, I'm really trying to plan ahead to make sure that I have good Halloween content. So I was like, I got the Shrek palette from ColourPop. And I was like, well, maybe we'll do some sort of Halloween green witchy kind of look with this. And then I also got an order from Nomad Cosmetics. And so I have been thinking about this palette for a while. And so since I was getting their new palette anyway, I also picked up the Route 66 because I didn't buy it when it launched. And I was like, you know what? I'm in the mood. I've been in a little bit of a shopping mood. I've been shopping some feelings and it's bonus time at work. So now my bonus time is like, so I work at a place where it's technically part of our compensation, but I call it my bonus because it's stock options, which is fantastic. I love it. Nothing to complain about. However, when they call it part of your compensation, because they'll say like, oh, well, you're getting this much of a raise. So your like base salary is this much and you get this many units of stock, which at today's price are worth this. And it's like, oh, but I don't get those stocks today. I get those stocks 4 different times spread out and divided among 4 different times over the next 2 years. So I was like, so what? Like, what do you mean that's my compensation? So I call it a stock bonus. I do all my budgeting and planning or on my base salary. But then every once in a while I get a little bonus. And then also my dad passed away about a year and a half ago. And the estate was just settled. So, I'm not related to any rich people for sure. But I did get a little chunk of change. And so I paid off a little bit of debt. I put a little savings aside. But I was like, we can play around and get some things for our fun collections and for our hobbies like makeup and stuff. So, so that's why I've been doing a little bit of shopping is because it's bonus time. And I'm an heiress now. I got a little bit of an inheritance. So this is the Witch City Salem. Very excited for this. I think I want to do, because to me, like signature Halloween is like these sort of like bluish purples. a pumpkin orange, and like this sort of like limey green. That to me is like such signature like Halloween. So I think I want to do my like cheesy signature Halloween. I love this lenticular. I think it's so fun. So I think I want to do that kind of look with that palette. So yeah, so those are a couple things that came this week, but I got 2 packages today. One of them, very excited. This is from Blend Bunny. I always love a Blend Bunny package coming in the mail. And I originally was thinking about not ordering it, but then I was like, you know what? I just enjoy it. I think it'll be fun. The Sugar and Spite palette. If you follow Blend Bunny and you know the whole ordeal of like the small brand that's in the same town in Texas that she's from, that like sent her a cease and desist and we're going to sue her for copyright, even though they weren't even selling makeup, they were selling completely different products, and like acted like they owned the word grunge because it used to be called Sugar and Grunge. And so she just put it on sale and sold it out, and then people were asking for it to come back. So she re-released it as Sugar and Spite, which to me I think is an even cleverer name for it. I think that it works so well. And so I was like, you know what, let's go ahead and get the Sugar and Spite palette. And maybe I'll do a comparison to the old one. And even though I don't rearrange my Blend Bunny palettes, I do appreciate that they've started to put them all. Oh, so that's the cover. They've started to put them all in magnetic packaging. That's kind of their new thing. I appreciate that. I like it. It gives it a nice heft to it. I know some people think it's too heavy. There is the cover. And then they rearranged the shadows. They've been doing those like quads now. And so I need to compare it to the other one because I don't know if it's exactly the same, if they've removed any of the shades or anything like that. But I'm excited to kind of compare that and see how it looks next to the Sugar and Grunge, which I still have. I didn't cease and desist, so I still have that. And then I got stuff from their sale section. Their sale section is always really good. And I have the plastic palette, but the plastic palette is now on sale. It's on clearance. They're clearing it out for $15. And so I was like, I might declutter my old one. And I was like, for $15, I'll re-up this because I do really like this. And I have gotten quite a bit of use out of the other one. So I was like, well, since I love it and I know I want to have it, not that I ever hit pan on much of anything, but I was like, I'll declutter the old one and keep the new one. So we got the plastic palette. And then I got a couple of brushes because like this big, beautiful face brush, that big complexion brush, $2.50. $2.50. Are you kidding me? Love it. Love it. So we have that big brush, and then these little brush sets that have a face brush and then some eye brushes, I think is $6, and their brushes are really good. So I have a ton of Blend Bunny brushes. I need to do a blush, y'all. Can I tell you how many times I cannot say blush or brush correctly? I need to do a brush declutter at some point because I am getting a little bit ridiculous with my brushes. But these are just so good, and I hate washing brushes. I hate it. So there is a big, beautiful. These like tapered face brushes for blush are my favorite. Yes, Michelle, it's a fantastic value. Because like less than $10 for these brushes, for all these brushes together. I love it. So I'm gonna throw these over here into a little brush holder. And let me put all the garbage into the box. And then we can, knock on the podium. And then that's it for my makeup fans. But if you are also a fan of my like vintage toy content, we have a very special doll in this box. I'm very excited. I forget which one it is, but it's one of the Barbie and the Rockers from the 80s. Barbie and the Rockers, I certainly knew that it was a thing. It was never one of those things that I was like super into as a kid. I think because Jem had me in such a chokehold that like Barbie and the Rockers was cool, but Jem was like the ultimate. Jem, truly outrageous is what she was. So I was like, the Barbie and the Rockers, they were cool, but they never captured my imagination. But I was like, now that I'm like building my like fun 80s collection, I found some good deals on some Barbie and the Rockers dolls. I don't actually have the Barbie coming yet. I'm going to keep looking around because I haven't found a really good deal on that, but I do have some of the backup characters. And I think that this is either Derek or Dana. I can't remember which one. And so they did have a Ken as part of this line, but they also kind of renamed Barbie's friends. So like the redhead who was always Midge, they had basically a Midge doll. She had the same kind of face sculpt, I think, and she had the same strawberry blonde hair, but she was called Diva. And then the black friend, instead of being Christy, was Dee Dee. And then the Asian friend who was often, I did that video. If you saw my channel, I started to go like this as if it's below me. But there was the video that I did on my first Barbie, which was Miko. And I think the Asian doll version of the friend has had different names besides just Miko. But I can't remember for sure. But she was Dana. And then there was a dark haired, so the Ken had blonde rooted hair, and then there was a dark haired male doll named Derek. Okay, so this is Dana, it looks like. Trying to not get packaging everywhere. It looks like it's packaged very nicely. I need more hands. Let me set you to the side. Let me throw that towards the garbage. All right. Oh, so now we have Dana. Yeah, so Dana is the Asian doll in this line, and like I said, I think she's got the exact. I'll know when I get the bubble wrap off. So here is Dana. Yes, that is the exact same face sculpt as Miko, the Miko doll that I showed in my previous video about my first Barbie wasn't a Barbie. And this is from the original release. They did have a second wave of the Rockers dolls, which was dance action, I think. And so they had like a thing where you could hold them a certain way, or I think squeeze the legs or something, and they did like a back and forth dance sort of action. But this is the original. Look at that jacket. Oh, I love it. So yes, here it doesn't show the Ken. Maybe, I don't know. I have to double check because like I said, the Rockers didn't have as much of an appeal for me. I thought the first wave had a Ken, but maybe Ken was just in the dance action one. Because then in the dance action line, they had all the same characters. They had Derek and they also had a Ken. So Ken might just be in the, because here's the back and you can see they've got Barbie, Derek, Diva, who's got the kind of reddish. It's much more red here. I think it looks a little bit more strawberry blonde, the real doll. And then this is Dee Dee and then Dana. So they took a lot of the same face sculpts. I mean, they weren't creating whole new characters or whatever, but I just think that's really fun. I love the colors. It's very neon. This is something I absolutely would have, and I'm sure I loved it and thought it was very cool when I saw it. But if I didn't see it before Gem, or even if I saw it before Gem, I was probably like, oh, that's really cool. And then I saw Gem and was like, my heart is gone. My heart is gone. It has to do with her. So I do have a couple more rockers. There's going to be an update to my Barbie collection video that's going to be coming. I promise there's more content coming besides just lives. Y'all, things have been wild at work. Things have been wild. And so hence I'm here on a weekend. I'm going to do stuff. I can't even stay here this late because I've also got a tarot event tonight. We do this thing called full moon readings, which is kind of like, it's kind of like speed dating, but with tarot and interpretive readers, like intuitive readers, where you pay and you can get like a 10-minute reading and you can hop around to different people. And it's a lot of fun. They're always fun to do. And so I've got that tonight. And then tomorrow I've got my gaming group and I'll probably be in here in the afternoon as well. But we're going to see what we can do. But yeah, so there is definitely, so as I get my life more under control, I think if I can crank out some stuff this weekend, and then next week is probably still going to be a bit of a bear. And I told Dion that I think I'm going to skip lives next week just because I'm I just was like, I think I just have to like chain myself to my computer because I think unless we get a wave of new projects in, if I can get a bunch of stuff just like cranked out next week, I think my life will be much more manageable and I can get back to like very regular uploads and all that kind of, and trying to like schedule a new filming day and get some new videos out because I do want to make sure I'm in a good place because October, I do want to do some fun October Halloween content because Halloween is my favorite holiday. Yeah. Oh, sorry, got a little itch. Got a little itch. I had to scratch. So yeah, this is the new Dana doll. And as a little spoiler alert, I also have, let me get them closer. I have a Derek doll coming. I have a Diva doll coming. And I have a Dee Dee doll coming. So I have all. So Ken might, again, I got to look up, but this not showing Ken makes me think that there wasn't a Ken in the first wave, which would mean that I'm only missing Barbie from the original Rockers lineup. I've had good luck on eBay. Let me tell you this on eBay. If you are on eBay, if you don't do eBay a lot, or even if you do and you've never tried this out, when you go to a listing that says like, if it's a buy it now listing or they have make an offer, if you've got a buy it now listing and you make an offer, you've basically told me that you'll take less than what you're selling it for. Because some people don't, the make an offer must be, it must be optional. Because some listings, they just have a buy it now price and there's no make an offer. So if you've got to make an offer, you're basically telling me that you will take less. Now, I don't know how much less you'll take, but that's what negotiation is all about. So I've been really lucky where like people have been, having make an offer and I put in a fairly, I don't want to say I lowball them then because that sounds wrong or whatever, but I go lower than even I think. Like if I were selling it at this price and I was saying make an offer, I go a little lower than even I think I would take if I was having the original price at that, because then you can negotiate because I go less and then they go a little higher and then I go, and it's kind of that back and forth because you can go back and forth, I think 5 times on an offer. So they know that people will like negotiate. So I go a little bit lower. I've had really good luck where people have been taking my first offer and I'm kind of surprised. I'm like, so I've been having very, very good luck. And so I am very excited to have some rockers. I've got a couple rockers fashions. Now I remember Barbie and the Rockers. I do not remember there being separate Barbie and the Rockers fashions for this line, but there are some kind of cool ones. Some of them are way out, just like the gem fashions. That's another set of videos that's coming. I think I'm going to do a 2-part on gem. I'm going to do one on the dolls themselves, and then I'm going to do one on the fashions and other little kind of ephemera and stuff. A speed date book club. That sounds so interesting. How did that work? That sounds really fun. Like, is it people just talking about a favorite book? And you just kind of like really quickly sort of tell them like I read this book and I love it and it's all kind of fun. Oh, I'd love to know more about that. That sounds really cool. Yeah, so very excited. I should probably go because I do need to get to work. My work is never done, so I should probably go and do some work. But thank you for all of you who joined. Replay crew, we always love you. So I enjoyed. After this video is done, make sure if you haven't already, thumbs it up. Let me know that you appreciate it. Or if you are just like you are a shopaholic, you are keeping capitalism in business, then go ahead and give me that thumbs down because it's all engagement. The algorithm isn't a picky bitch, and neither am I. While you're down there, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and hit that bell icon so you'll be notified of all future uploads. I'm super inconsistent. I'm not even going to say the thing I usually do, but sometimes you get a bonus video. Woo, gemaholic, horrific. If you'd like to chat, banter, or commiserate between uploads, all of my social media will be linked down in the description box below, including a link to my website. Imagine that it appears on screen, the world of champagne at janessaj.com. Thank you, everybody. I love and appreciate all of you. Goodbye, Janet. Goodbye, titular heroine. Goodbye, Michelle. Did somebody else pop in and say hello? I think at one point it said 4, but I don't think they said anything in chat. So mysterious fourth person, goodbye to you. And replay crew, hello and goodbye. And thank you for stopping in and watching this video. I love and appreciate all of you. And until I see you again, bye. All right. Why is it always such a challenge for me to end the stream? Ah.